That's a driving while distracted boy.
And we're back with another episode of Bones and Tubs. We're here with you today. This is our first ever road show.
Cruising down the street.
We're driving.
In my 6-4.
We're heading to the Indian Creek Pioneer Cemetery outside of Oxford, Ohio.
Somehow it just sounds so much more crisp in the car than it does in a stationary place.
Well, that's interesting.
Very weird.
But we're going there to record a video, and on the way we figured to continue our October spooktacular episodes, we were going to do ghost stories today for the show.
Yeah, we don't want to hop on that, spooky bandwagon just because it's October, but this place is legit.
Yeah. Spooky.
Yeah. I watched Constantine last night.
Oh, did you?
In order to get prepared for today's events.
That's good. So now you're ready to fight demons.
This is for your boss.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
So, by the way, you wanted a replacement for Spooky that wasn't the other one.
Racially charged.
And Tobeans came up with one yesterday.
Yeah.
Spooty.
Spooty. I like it.
Spooky booty.
Yeah. I'm shaking it right now.
Ghost butts.
Hear it?
What's that? No.
Shake that spooty.
But yeah.
It's good.
But anyways.
TM.
Spooty. I like it.
Yeah.
So we're on our way. I'm driving. Bones is listening to the show to make sure the quality's good.
It is premium.
Yeah. Did we have any housekeeping to take care of today?
No new patrons to shout out this week. So
aww.
If you guys want to get shouted out, or you just feel like helping us out with your monies, you like what we do, go over to patreon.com/bonesandtubs.
Yeah.
Get in on those reward tiers.
We could go even on longer road shows.
Yeah. Cross country.
Yeah. But anyways, the only other thing I could think of going on is the caravan that somehow full of women and children is managing to make a record time.
Just women and children too, not a cameraman or grown men or any of that.
Yeah, across the nation, Mexico,
wearing fucking thong top sandals,
en route to the U.S. border,
coming at you live. I wonder if they're gonna get hit by that fucking hurricane. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. Who knows?
It'd be funny if, we were talking about all the possibilities with this, and it just seems like maybe the right wingers paid these guys to...
See, that's what I thought, too. I was like, because my logic in the whole thing was what does the left have to gain from having this? Like, and the thing is, it's like, it's not like just a bunch of, like, refugees or anything like that. This is like, it's for a point.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to make a point.
What's the point?
Well, that...
Border security?
Yeah, that they can't be stopped.
Yeah. That's just weird.
It becomes less a group of refugees seeking shelter to a group of people who someone could construe as an occupational force.
Yeah. But I think it could very well be a right-wing ploy. But it would be funny, too, if this whole storm thing was like a globalist hitback to try and stop them.
Yeah, as I say, because the left really has nothing to gain from this venture.
They've all been eating a lot of shit here recently. I don't even know how you recover from some of these things.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's still a healthy amount of leftists out there willing to vote, but still.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see,
Yeah, I definitely don't see a blue wave in the future anytime soon.
Did you hear? This is just this morning that George Soros they found a bomb outside of his house.
No, really?
Yeah,
that's a shame that they found it.
Yeah,
I'm
glad you're in the same wavelength that I am on that one.
Yeah, fuck George Soros.
But and before
Looking
we got
like a fucking 1990s boss from a video game.
Yeah, before we got started today, I wanted to give a shout out to a sponsor, not a sponsor. In a way, they do sponsor us.
Yeah. Who's that?
It's the new energy craze sweeping the nation.
I wish they'd sponsor us.
Oh my god, if that would be somebody I would take money from.
Oh fuck yeah. Bang!
Bang!
Yeah.
Bang! The energy drink.
Man, I drank 2 of those things yesterday in an 8-hour period, and I thought I was going to turn into flame.
Yeah, I drank one before I worked out yesterday, and I think I almost blew some sort of major skeletal muscle group.
Some type of inner clockwork.
Yeah, because my brain said keep going.
Yeah.
But my muscles said I can't.
I don't win anymore.
But yeah, I want to give a shout out to Bang.
Bang!
They got those good flavors.
You got to check those out at your
for everybody to enjoy.
I don't know where you'd say. I've only know of 2 gas stations in Ohio that carry them.
Yeah. They're hard to find.
They're workout drinks, though, but now it's funny, like, the energy drink craze, now they're just moving into straight fucking octane for like, professional bodybuilders.
Yeah, I could dig it.
Yeah.
So anyways, the place we're going to today, the Indian Creek Pioneer Cemetery.
Yeah, Riley, Ohio.
Near Riley, Ohio. This is my spooky ghost story about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, first, when did you hear about this?
I was a wee lad.
I remember hearing you tell stories about this all the way back in middle school.
Yeah. So when I was the first time we went, I was probably in 4th or 5th grade. Mm-hmm. And my dad told me we were going to go to this cool, spooky cemetery.
We're going to go pet the demons.
Yeah. And we went around this time of year, closer to November, Yeah. And we got up there. And he had told me a story about this place. Back in the day, there used to be a game kids would play that lived in the area where they would go up into the cemetery at night and then go inside. There's a little chapel up there. And there's a book you can sign.
Yeah, one of the little guest registries.
Yeah, a little guest registry. And they would dare you to go up there and sign it at night. Mm-hmm. Well, the story goes that one time they sent this kid up there to do it. And... mind you, the cemetery where you park at, you have to go like up a hill, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, I know.
But
we sprint down that hill normally when we would leave.
Oh yeah. Usually you're at a very good pace going down the hill. So we the story goes is that the kid went up there and they were waiting at the bottom of the hill for him, and they heard like him scream in terror, right?
Yeah.
And then he came running back down the hill. Now, in the olden times, and the first time I went, it was like this. There was a wrought iron fence at the bottom of the hill that had spikes on the top of it.
Yeah.
And he attempted, instead of going through the gate, he was so terrified, he attempted to jump the fence and was impaled on the spikes.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I tell the story is because when they got him down, they couldn't just pull him off the spikes. They had to cut the spikes.
Yeah.
To get him down. So there was 2 missing spikes on the fence. Now, the first time I went, this wrought iron fence was still around the cemetery, and those 2 spikes are missing.
Yeah, I remember
missing. That. And they were the only spikes that were missing. Mm-hmm. Now, when I went as a kid, we went up there in November, and it was cool. It was balmy. It was probably only like 45 degrees out.
Yeah.
But when you go up there, and there's others who I've taken up there who can attest to it, the climate is completely different up there. Mm-hmm. It's not like everywhere else. It was warm and humid, and there were still bugs.
Yeah.
And inside the church, there's a lot of like drawn-up pentagrams and stuff like that. Like, obviously, there's people going up there and doing nefarious things still to this day.
I don't remember. It's been a while, but I don't remember seeing like pentagrams and stuff when we went last time.
Yeah. The rumors are that there's a group of, and this kind of falls into our last episode, there's a group of satanic individuals who go up there and perform ceremonies.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I'm going to let you tell the next part of this story.
That place is definitely charged up, and that's one of the things, probably the only thing neat about Ohio is the seeming like satanic underbelly. So you remember where my aunt and uncle used to live?
Yeah.
They live out in the middle of nowhere in Preble County, maybe like 5 minutes from our old high school. And our high school is situated in front of a forest, in behind cornfields, if that gives you any idea. And but anyway, so in between their house and the high school, they had all these cattle fields. And I remember twice through middle school and into high school, they would just find cattle slit ritualistically, like their throats slit. So, I mean, there's a vibrant, satanic underbelly in Ohio. But we used to go, I don't even know how many years ago this would have been. Houston Woods area, I think, right?
Yeah.
So probably 10 years ago or so, maybe, I'd say.
Give or take, yeah.
8 to 10. So 8 to 10 years ago, we used to be pretty heavy into the Oxford, Ohio bar scene. I pretty much got an honorary bachelor's in alcoholic studies from the various bar hops. We were, on this particular night, we were drinking, amongst other things, heavy amounts of German beer at Steinkeller's, not a sponsor. And I just remember, I don't even think we were talking about it. It was colder time of year. Let's say October, November.
Yeah.
Might even have been December. And I was just like, man, where's that church at? That haunted cemetery you used to tell us about when we were in middle school. And he's like, oh fuck. Everybody got charged up. He started telling the story again. Like, let's fucking go. Let's go.
This is fucking shit.
I had just enough 5W30 alcohol in my system to feel like I was invincible, physically and spiritually, of course.
Yeah.
And so I'm charged all the way up. I think it was probably 6 or 8 of us that went.
Yeah.
And
mind you, this is past the statute of limitations on trespassing because you're not supposed to go there at night.
Or drunken driving.
Yeah, that too.
Woo. So we caravan over that way, and it's probably, 15 minutes outside Oxford?
Yeah, give or take.
10 to 15. So we're on our way, and finally find this place, and it's even more secluded than I expected. It's out in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Yeah. There's nowhere to park your car up near it. So we park off the side of this back road, and then we hoof it up this drive. And you get to the top of this drive, it's what you would expect a cemetery in a church with ghost stories to feel like. You're going to be automatically kind of charged up and freaked out, but it just seemed like it was psychically heavy.
Yeah.
Heavier than your average place. It was like, imagine being in like a really crowded area, be it a mall or a subway or something like that.
That's the other thing, is there's definitely an atmosphere up there.
There is a lot of stuff going on up there, and it's just completely silent, but yet you feel like you're in a fucking mall filled with people, and you're just constantly being watched.
Yeah.
Like a heavy watched feeling. So I think we all kind of separated a little bit, and everybody was kind of like poking around roughly the same area, but it's a little bit bigger than I expected as far as the graves and stuff like that. And then
it's old.
You see that wrought iron fence, and you see those 2 spikes missing. You're like, that's cool. Neat, neat little story. And we started going around the church, looking inside, and I would just say the longer you're in there, fucking road pirate.
Yeah, right?
They just passed the police. So,
What are you guys
recording?
You can't record a podcast while you're driving.
You got the right to remain. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so, I feel like there was maybe even some sort of a timer while I was up there. Like, shit's about to get live.
Yeah.
And it's counting down. And we walk around the church and look in and get freaked out. And when we walked around the back, it was fucking warmer, like it was supposed to be, like, all the stories. You could explain that away with some type of, like, maybe geothermal thing going on under the ground. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. But it was definitely warmer back there.
Yeah.
And I distinctly remember walking around the other side of the church, towards, I guess, the side that faces the drive that you come up. Yeah. And I look in the fucking woods, and there's a dude standing in the fucking woods, looking at me. And I just stared at him for, a couple seconds. And that motherfucker's wearing a goddamn black robe.
Yeah.
He's apparently naked under this thing, because you could see, like, bare chest, a V, like, over the chest. Open-breasted, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
You could see his forearms, and his hands were facing me, palms up. But down at his sides, and you could see his hands and his arms are pale white, and you could see just as much of his face, like, from the nose down. Couldn't see anything above the nose. And he's just standing there looking at me all crazy, palms up, arms down. I fucking shine the flashlight on him, and as the light goes up his body, he turns into trees.
Oh, well, that's
and
good,
I shook my head. I was like, I'm drunk. But I don't normally see shit when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
But I felt like that was a good excuse. I saw this motherfucker 5 more times while we were there. In the tree line, in different places.
Yeah.
This guy was just popping up everywhere. Then we thought we saw somebody walking through the graves. That was creepy.
Yeah.
And that's one of the stories, right? There's an angel or a ghost lady that walks through the graves.
Well,
witch or something.
Yeah, okay, so I'll tell you another story about that place. A couple years ago, me and Tobeans went up there, and she brought her camera with her.
Do you guys ever find those pictures?
Yeah, I have those pictures. We could post them.
I want to see them. I want to share them.
Yeah. So I was taking pictures inside the church, and I was taking them from outside, like looking in through the glass of the windows, taking the pictures, right? And all of a sudden, I got this feeling like something was right behind me, and it felt like it brushed up against my neck.
Yeah.
So I like freaked out. I was like, "All right, time to go. Let's get the fuck out of here."
Stuff to do.
And
forgot I left the oven on.
So we fucking rushed down the hill, get back in the car, and it was in the middle of the day, mind you. We get back in the car, we start driving. We're driving down the road. I start looking at the pictures that I had taken, and I get to the last pictures that I had taken, the last 3 actually. Mm-hmm. The first one, it looks like there's something splayed out in the bottom of, like, on the floor inside the church.
Like laying prone?
Yeah, like, looks like it's been stretched out.
Okay.
Right, like some sort of, like...
ritualistic corpse?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that, and I'm like, holy shit, look at that. And then I look at the second to last picture, and you can't see that anymore, but you do see... you can see, like, my reflection in the glass, right?
Yeah.
And you can see that... You can see me taking the picture inside the church. And then you can see the woods behind me. And then in the woods behind me, you can see a cloaked figure.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you look at the last picture I took. Same thing, except now the figure is much closer to me.
Man.
And that's the last picture I took before I felt something touch my neck.
Touch your spooty?
And I said, time to go.
Yeah. He just wanted to give you that.
But yeah, but Riley, Ohio has a storied history of haunted places. There's another cemetery nearby that if we have time we might go check out, but there's an angel statue in that cemetery.
Particularly evil?
Yeah, and that throws off a really, really, like, creepy vibe too.
Yeah.
And it oozes.
That's weird.
Like some sort of strange, I don't know what. But it's one of those weird instances where, like, that statue, I don't know what is going on with it, but something, like, the closer you get to it, the more that, you get that feeling of dread.
Yeah.
The closer you get to it, the more you feel the dread.
That's cool. I like feeling dread.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get through this. We'll give you guys, this is an entertaining podcast, neat little place to check out. You can watch the video on our YouTube channel. I believe it's youtube.com/Bones and Tubs Show.
Go get some of that spooty.
If you're not on our Instagram, it's instagram.com/Bones and Tubs.
Yeah.
And we posted some pictures. I found, if you go to Google and type in Indian Creek Metro Park Pioneer Church, it'll bring up the area in question. Slide on over to the reviews. You got 2 5-star reviews. From one, Joseph Devon, 6 months ago. 5 stars. Very creepy. I've done multiple EVP sessions and have gotten some Class A stuff.
And also in the show, since we have this awesome recording equipment, I'm probably going to take at least a microphone up with the recorder.
Yeah.
And see if we could catch anything today.
Those EVP things freak me the fuck out.
And we'll probably put it in the show.
Yeah.
If we catch anything.
I'll just try not to edit. I try to edit out a little bit of the background noise.
Now,
I'll try not to do any of that today.
It's lost to the ages now, but I did take some recordings up there years ago. Mm-hmm. Now, we didn't get anything, like, obvious, but there was a few times where, like, it was only me and Toe Beans.
Yeah.
Right? And we would get, like, it sounded like people whispering.
Yeah.
But nothing crazy.
Hopefully they whisper us the fucking Powerball numbers today.
Right? Holy shit.
If you think about it, if you wanted to gain full control of a human body, we know that alcohol comes from the root word alcohol, or spirit, right?
Yeah.
So these demons, if they wanted us, they should make us win the lottery, because we're going to be turned into alcoholic mountain goats.
Yeah.
Become
true champions of their cause.
Yeah, right after we start having a lot of fun, people just notice that we change. We start asking for blood sacrifices at our Patreon, and we just give them an address. People start going missing.
It's all a mystery to them.
Pray for our immortal souls.
Yes. But,
can't tell you how many times I feel like I almost died at this intersection.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a 4-way now.
Oh, they made it a 4-way, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking nerf the world.
Yeah. So...
Live a little.
Yeah, you're going to get a little road talk today.
Road talk?
Because we're on the road.
We're giving you guys a kind of a... where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Yeah.
Dangerous 4-way. We're going by Houston Woods, if you guys know where that's at.
Yeah.
That place is haunted as fuck, too.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
I think the only reason I survived working there is because I was drunk all the time.
That could be it. It was like, if you ever watched those Mr. Magoo cartoons when you were a kid, you know, he couldn't see shit.
Yeah.
But there was always, like, accidental shit happening and he just misses it by a hair. That's probably what was going on with you at Houston Woods.
Exactly. The alcohol was buffering me from fucking eternal damnation.
Yeah.
It's like working at The Shining, especially in the wintertime.
Exactly.
The Overlook Hotel.
I mean, there's a lot of nice little haunted things in Ohio to go see. You know, I saw a funny meme about that the other day. They said, like, they made a list for per state of all the different haunted, like, you know, we have like, you know, haunted hay rides and little shit like that.
Right.
Well, apparently Ohio, we just outrank everybody with that shit by like 50.
Yeah.
Like we have like 111 different haunted attractions in the state.
State's fucked up.
And somebody commented on it. It was funny because it showed it and they said, Ohio, are you okay? Like we don't have a lot to do, so we spend our time ghost hunting basically.
Did I ever tell you anybody, or let me start over. Did I ever tell the story on the podcast about what happened in my old apartment?
I don't think so, no, but it's a good story for today's
I'll
episode.
just tell it because we're in the spooky zone.
Spooty zone, yeah.
So I've always thought ghosts and shit were interesting, but I never really believed in any of it until it's funny because I think these things happened right around the same time, maybe? No. A few years ago. Let's just say, at least I made it until about the early 20s before I started believing in any of this shit. But, so I lived in this apartment building in Gratis, Ohio. Gratis is Spanish for free. I'm not sure why it's named Gratis, but whatever. It's none of my business. All the buildings in town are old as fuck. Like maybe late 1800s. And a lot of them have just been resurfaced and turned into other things as far as apartment buildings and all that. But we've actually got one house, I think it was down one door from the doctor. It used to be a hotel back in the day, and whatever the president was that died in the bathtub or got stuck in the bathtub.
Taft.
Yeah, Taft stayed there.
Oh, okay.
Little history lesson for you, but anyway, so in this old apartment, I live with my ex-girlfriend, and she would tell me these stories about, like, crazy happenings that would happen in the apartment when I wasn't there. And we worked different shifts. She worked thirds, and I worked a 12 to 8 shift. So we were coming and going a lot at the same time. You know, one would be there, one wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
She would start telling me these things about, like, hearing kids run up and down the hallway. And I was like, I'm thinking, you know, wow, there's kids live downstairs. That's probably what you're hearing. And that's what made sense in my mind.
Yeah.
But then she started having, like, drawers were slamming in the kitchen, and you know, I was never around to hear any of this shit. So I'm like, okay, cool story, bro. And then one day I was laying in bed. I think she had just gotten home from work, and I was getting ready to go to work. She, like, leans into the closet, and I just hear this loud, crazy crash. She's like, hey, what the fuck? And apparently this ceiling tile with, like, 15 pounds of fucking insulation on it had decided to just drop on her head out of the closet. So that's when I started noticing the shit. And then a couple weeks later, she went to work, and I was, I believe it's called day drinking.
Yeah. It's a good sport.
Yeah, vodka and Ice Mountain bubbly water, if anyone's interested. I'm doing the Italian hand gesture.
Yes.
Because it is premium. Prove no gusto. But anyway, my couch was in the middle of the room, facing the wall, street side, so the window was behind it. You know, just give you guys a little bit of an interview. Behind the couch, maybe about 12 feet, was the entrance way, the foyer, you know, and it lined up with the hallway. So I'm sitting on the couch, having some sips on some drink, and I'm playing, like, Xbox or something, and I paused it to get up, go refill my drink, and then when I come back and sit down, I hear fucking kids' feet run down the hallway and stop behind the couch, and I was like, what the fuck was that? And it kicked the couch, and I fucking threw my drink, and I was like, I think I'm gonna go see what the doctor's up to. So I got the fuck out of there. Well, anyway, other shit started happening. Like, I would be in the kitchen doing dishes, and it only happened when I was by myself. And I would like bend down to put a pot away, and then I would get up to go get more dishes out of the sink, and I'd smack my head on a fucking cabinet door that had just opened itself right to where my head was going to be. And, that's all cute and cheeky. But then I started having these crazy experiences, and this is where it really turned up. I had to start drinking a shitload of alcohol in order to fall asleep.
Sorry to interrupt, those scooters I told you about, they're just in random places. Like, look, there's a bunch of them up here, too.
Okay, yeah, that is weird.
I don't know what the fuck they are.
They're rental scooters.
How?
I guess.
Oh, I don't understand.
Maybe they've got, like, little, card swipe things on them.
I'm sorry, I interrupted his story, but I had been telling him about these weird scooters in Oxford for a while now. And there's even more of them than there used to be.
They got looks like little card swipes on them.
So, basically, you rent them. Oh. Okay, sorry. Continue with your story.
They're trying to be green. You know what I mean? So anyway,
there's Jim's school.
Hey, Jim. Hey, little Tubbs.
He's probably on the playground. He's probably one of those kids over there tackling each other.
That's good.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Back to the story.
Yeah.
Let me find that sweet spot. There we go. So, I would start to try to fall asleep like people do. I don't know if I'm like everyone else, but I typically pass out unconsciously once a day for anywhere between 4 to 12 hours if I can. Yeah. I never get 12.
No.
Never. I very rarely get more than 6.5.
You're a parrot now. You're not going to get that.
Yeah, it's a wrap. But I could be dead fucking tired, and I would lay down, and then I would just, my heart would start racing. I would start to feel hot regardless of how cold it was in the apartment. I would start to feel, itchy or, little pinches on my body.
Yeah.
So I'd get up, fuck this shit. I go to walk out of the apartment. I'm going to go for a walk or something. As soon as I crossed the threshold of the apartment downstairs, it went away, and I'm tired again. So I'd have to go in there and just literally drink myself to passing out, blackout. Yeah. And then that worked for about a week, and then I started waking up in the fucking bathtub.
Sheesh.
You want to talk about some crazy shit?
Yeah.
Go to sleep in a bedroom and wake up naked in a bathtub filled with really cold water. And then you're like a cat trying to hold yourself up on 4 points of contact while the water drains, and then you're going to fill it back up with warm water to try and get your body temperature up, and you can't get the water hot for some reason. The water heater's not working. So anyway, about a week of that goes on, off and on, and girlfriend's at work again. I go to the Eagles with the doctor, typical drinking ritual.
Yeah.
Play the dailies, do a little alcoholic gambling. I look down at my phone and it's ringing. The ex-girlfriend's calling me from work. I'm like, I gotta go outside and see what's going on. So she calls me and tells me that this girl who she knew from a long time ago, she hadn't talked to in years, lives in Florida. I guess this lady is a witch or some sort of self-proclaimed magician. She calls her out of the blue and she's like, you've got to get out of that apartment. And she's like, what?
Huh?
It's like, you called me. You didn't call somebody else. She's like, no, I called you to let you know to get out of that apartment. Ooh. Some type of interference. I called you to tell you to get out of that apartment. There is something in there. It's demonic, and it wants your boyfriend. She's telling me this shit, and I'm just slowly sipping my Coors Light.
Well, that's interesting.
She's like, well, she told us we had to get all this stuff, incense and sage and all this other stuff. And I'm like, no, fuck that. We're not doing that. We're just going to call us a pastor or a priest. He's going to come over here and take care of this shit. Fuck trying to DIY a demon.
Yeah.
So, I called the Madre, and she knew a person who was a pastor in one of the churches in town. And he showed up there in 45 minutes. He was down for the cause.
Yeah.
I
feel like, not to interrupt, but I feel like in the grand scheme of things, of all the things that a pastor has to do,
yeah,
that would be the one that they would want to do the most.
You'd think so, yeah.
That's they go they ply their trade every Sunday, putting the good word out there.
Finally, some real stuff.
And then someone's like, I got a demon in the house.
I'm on my way.
Hold my beer.
Yeah. Hold my ceremonial wine. But,
okay, yeah.
So we stayed at the Eagles, and then he texted my phone, and he's like, hey, I'm almost to the apartment. So I walk back because it was only like a half a block away. And he's down there waiting, looking up at the windows when I get there. And he's like, when your mom called me and told me to meet you here at your request, I already knew which apartment she was talking about because I've been here before.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This shit's getting super weird. Spooty. And so we go inside and he's telling me this story about how the guy that lived there before me, I guess was at one point in time a reasonable, normal human being. But through the course of his occupancy in this place, he became addicted to heroin and developed cancer and died.
Sheesh.
So at some point in the stage of his illness, I guess his girlfriend had contacted this pastor and asked him to come pray for him before he went for chemo or something like that.
Yeah.
So he shows up and she, I guess, had relayed to him when the pastor got up to their living room, which was also my living room at the time. And he's pointing out to me like where she was and all this crazy shit. And he's like telling me how they had all the windows covered with like sheets, so it was never light in there. And how like as soon as he got up in the living room, she was like super paranoid and nervous. And she's like, as soon as you got here, I looked out and saw you get out of your car, and I turned around and he was gone.
Yeah.
He just went back and barricaded himself in the bedroom. He didn't want any contact with the pastor.
Huh.
So I guess the pastor blessed what he could bless with, his oil and stuff and left. But he's like, I felt it in here. I feel it now. And he's like, I don't do this regularly. This is the first time this has ever happened in this apartment. Like, the first time he was there, the first time he ever felt any spiritual thing like that.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, hey, you've got free reign. You go in here and you just roto-root this thing out.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
So he instructs us all to form a circle. We hold hands in the living room and we pray. And he prays. I just kind of stand there. And it was really, really weird because you could feel something moving around in the apartment. It did not like that whole prayer thing. And then he starts putting fucking oil on the ceiling, like the entryways into each room. And all of our electronics started to act buggy. They all started freaking out in vibrate mode and going crazy, even though we turned our phones off and all this. And it's just super weird, right?
Yeah,
well, he comes and does this thing, and then everything stops. Everything stops. And so that's that story.
That's a crazy fucking story.
Yeah. But that whole bathtub thing got to me because, like, when I learned later in life, just from reading and what have you, like, occultists are people that are into magic. They understand and believe that water is like the in-between to the spiritual and the physical realm.
Quote-unquote, I believe they call it the universal conduit.
Yeah. And it just kind of struck me as odd that this thing was guiding me in my unconscious state into a body of water.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it kind of really solidified my slow progression out of drinking, because it's like, you learn, like I said earlier, alcohol is root word alcohol, that's why they call them spirits. And there's just something to that whole, like, the more you drink, the more you give away the keys to your body to another entity to come and wreck your life.
Huh.
No, I'm not here to preach. Do what you do.
Yeah.
Just telling you my story, We are progressively getting away from society right now on this journey. The road's getting a little narrower.
Yeah, it's like every time because I feel like I'm kind of a shepherd to this place for people.
Yeah.
Because I've taken many back here, and it's weird because it's like almost like a torch bearing thing, because my dad passed off the torch to me to take people out here.
Yeah.
And show them this place. And when you it's almost like its own kind of weird pilgrimage on your way here, because when you take people here, the whole time you're going, all you do is talk about stories about things that you've experienced back here, or stories you've heard about this place. And it's kind of cool, eventually I'm gonna tell Jim's gonna know about it.
Yeah.
He's still too young to know about it, though.
Yeah, right.
I ain't trying to mess with his young mind so early in
Ain't nobody got
development.
time for that. wake up and take him to school and he's riding the ceiling in his bedroom.
Yeah.
You don't need those problems.
But, like...
This is the first time you've ever brought along tens of thousands of people, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I hope they all come... I honestly hope you all come out here yourselves and become... Like, because I think, like, part of me likes taking people out here because this place is so strange to feel like... And you could be a complete skeptic.
Oh, yeah. Like,
and come back here and you feel like... You can't... I'm not necessarily going to describe... But there is definitely like a heaviness back here that you feel psychically. You don't feel it in your you don't feel it necessarily in your body. You feel it in your mind.
Yeah, I definitely think now I'm thinking about it.
And it's kind of a testament to the notion that there is things that we don't understand beyond our comprehension.
I experienced this place before the apartment, now that I remember my inner timeline. But this was the first thing that ever got me to believe in spiritual fuckery.
Yeah.
I've never been down here in the daytime, so...
No, but it's not... Here's the thing, like, going in at night, you definitely... It gets your cat hairs standing on end, but even in the daytime, there's something about this place.
That's good. I'm ready to get freaked out again. It's been a while.
Yeah. Just don't bring anything home with you.
No, that's what my wife told me.
Now, this place I'm not worried about. If we go over the one with the angel, that's the one I'm more... We need to be cautious about that one.
To the best of my knowledge, you have to pretty much invite these things in, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
This door is closed, my dude.
But we're almost there.
Yeah.
So this is how I think we're going to do it. I think... Whoa.
That was a fucking sharp turn.
Yeah.
I don't know. These windscreens are amazing, because I bet these people, the Bones and Tubs Nation, they didn't even know we're riding a motorcycle.
But, so, we're going to get there, and...
bitch.
We're probably going to go ahead and try to record something. You're going to get something. Even if there's nothing, you're going to get at least a recording of the place so you can hear it.
Now, this is the part here coming up where I would instruct you to pause the podcast and head over to the YouTube channel and check out the video, because I'm going to start recording as soon as we get out of the car. And we'll just do a little walk and talk. We'll walk up, walk around, do what we do. And Tubbs will handle the microphone. And then I guess we'll wrap it up when we get back, yeah?
Yeah. And then we'll wrap up when we get back. There's... going to be recording here in a second, and then we'll probably wrap up the show.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say pause the podcast. I mean, I guess if you want to watch the video and then come back, you could hit it from like... It'd be like a literal Tarantino.
Yeah.
That's what we do here.
So we're going to go ahead and cut off now, and then you're going to hear hopefully some EVPs, and then we're going to finish the show.
I'm going to go pee over there.
All right.
Okay.
Now I am. Like, I can't even put the headphones on because it's too goddamn...
Get that sense of heaviness right now. I feel like I'm standing in a crowded room.
Yeah. It's not as breezy up here. In fact, I would say it's kind of like if you look further up the hill, it's kind of dead. There's a helicopter nearby. Anything here? Anything want to talk?
August 23rd, 1871.
You know what's kind of weird?
What's that?
You look at some of these stones. There's like nothing growing around them.
Yeah. No problem.
Like you go to any normal cemetery and
these are markers.
See, that's what I thought too. Is that they were markers?
We're walking on graves, I guess.
I guess.
Sure, that's fine. serendipity. Getting that?
Oh, hey.
There he is. That was weird serendipity, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The doctor's here.
What was your name? You're gonna have to listen to this, because there's stuff in like little going on in the background. What's up? I keep getting some wild fucking interference on this thing.
What are you guys recording?
He's recording a video, I'm just recording sound.
Gotcha.
See if we'll pick anything up.
Have you guys done the podcast?
We did it on the way here,
Nice.
but we'll put some of this on the podcast.
Gotcha. I figured I had some time. I'd swing by.
Hell yeah.
I don't even want to go to my last class. My top class today. For an hour.
Annie was on the right side of that shirt.
It's really nice on top. I never done it
Yeah. 1831.
What are these over here?
Anything here? Anything here? Yeah, right? Anything back here? Anything back here?
Indian Creek, regular Baptist church, 1810 to 1879. So the brick church wasn't built till 1829. I like those stickers.
Yeah.
Protected by demons.
This.
I came up to this door before and knocked on it, and it knocked back. It's locked this time. Getting some nice interference, are you?
Yeah. Oh, it was crazy here. I'll step over here. So, when I was talking about on the show, those pictures I was taking, right?
Yeah.
They were right here.
Okay.
I was taking pictures inside here.
Interference again.
Yeah, it wants to do it around this window for some reason. But I was taking pictures inside. There it goes again.
Yeah, I hear it. Ooh-wee, Gary.
I was taking pictures inside there.
I can see what you mean, though. You can totally see yourself in the glass.
Yeah. And then behind me, you can see where those trees are in the reflection.
Yeah.
You can see something behind me.
Oddly enough, that right there.
Ah.
That was where my story took place. I turn around and see this guy just standing. You know, he's covered from here up, bare-chested, wearing a black robe, hands down like this.
Where was this at?
Hanging out over there. First time we came up here.
I heard that we were going to church.
Oh no!
What?
Stop.
When?
Not enough storage. Get ready to go walk up. Got some real huggy-buggy things going on with that microphone, though. I could hear that when we're standing by the graves over there. That's crazy.
Yeah, it goes again.
I think it's cold. Still neat.
I turned off all the, because you know you have the static switch.
Mm-hmm.
So if I turn that off, it goes away. But you're getting rid of 20 decibels worth of sound.
Yeah.
To get that kind of quiet. It actually sounds nice and quiet now.
Delete some of these older videos. Hopefully I get more space.
Anything want to talk? How long is this? I'm not trying to make this audio super long so you have to go through a bunch. Can't even see it. 11 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and give you this 11 minutes of raw footage. Do it if you find it.
It's the second time recording today, boy.
Hey, we're back. After our sojourn, it's been a time warp.
Yeah.
Multiple hours later, we're back. So, what do you think?
It was still really creepy there for a little while. It was mentioned that heaviness feeling.
Yeah.
Being in a full room, and then did a little EVP recording there. You were walking around. There was a crazy amount of interference that I could hear, and I was not holding the microphone, or I didn't have headphones on.
Yeah, I don't even know what that was, because it just kept happening.
I think I'm just going to instruct them to, maybe we'll put all that at the end.
Maybe.
So we can just tell them now, like, you guys don't want to listen to it, don't listen to it.
Yeah. Because
But if you want to listen to it,
there's a lot of
then check it out.
interference. I'm going to have to listen to the whole thing, though, to see if there's any... Because I didn't wear the headphones the whole time, because all that interference kept, like... It was high-pitched.
There's absolutely no reason why there should have been interference up there, too. Normally, the interference we get is from, like, a charger plugged into something or some sort of wiring issue, but there was no...
There's no power lines or anything up there.
No, it was just a cemetery in the woods.
So...
There's that. So that ought to be neat. And then we got a little bit of video walking around, so I'll put that up on YouTube, our YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
If you want to check it out. I just stopped recording a little ways in, but I think there's probably still 15 minutes or so.
Yeah. The doctor came and met us.
Yeah.
And we ate a delicious lunch.
We went and got a
Well, we got lost before that.
Yeah, we were trying to find the cemetery that had the angel statue. We were unsuccessful, though. We'll have to look that up and check it out another time.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good. Nice little creepy. We got some good shots. We walked around and took pictures and took video and walked around and stared at some of the older headstones and stuff.
Yeah. Well.
But it was definitely not as creepy as it is at nighttime.
Yeah.
I would recommend everyone check it out, though. Anybody in the area, we'll post any relevant links to it in the YouTube's section or perhaps the Instagram.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah.
There was Mama Tubbs we just passed.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Road episode.
Yeah. Back on the road again.
But we'd like to thank y'all for listening.
Hopefully you liked our Spoody episode.
Spoody, yeah.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank our Patreon contributors. If you haven't got on there yet, patreon.com/Bones and Tubs.
Yeah.
Go join the nation.
Yeah, check it out. Join us. Join our cause. Help support us with your dollar votes.
Yeah, go check us out on Instagram, too.
Yeah. Instagram, Facebook, gab.ai, One Way. We're on all those things.
Yeah.
Definitely check out the YouTube, though.
Yeah. Go check out our Instagram if you want. And
if you go to the link in our bio on Instagram, you can buy Boats and Tubs merchandise.
Merchandise. Go buy yourself a t-shirt.
Let people know where you stand.
But yeah, so thank you all for listening. We hope you have a good week, a very spoody week.
Yeah. And we love you.
We really do.
A break in the clouds, a stillness falls around us. What once was so loud became a silence that surrounds us. Don't you feel the sun? You're still so young. It has begun, your kingdom come. It's all in tune. Signs say it's time to move. You have the proof. It's worth what you've been through. Don't you feel the sun? You're still so young. It has begun, your kingdom come. So off you go into that mystery, your dreams in tow, to claim your destiny.